Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullahu khair for tuning in to another episode of Hussein TV. I'm your host and coach Hussein Muhammad, working to help you maximize the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every area of your life, in this dunya and in the akhirah, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in today's episode, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, I wanted to remind you of a particular advice that has been kind of a timeless message for myself, is to push past the pain. Push past the pain. Push past the pain. If you're going through pain right now, if you're going through downward spiral, if you're going through whatever you might be going through that's very, very painful, challenging, whatever it may be, push past it, or at least crawl past it. And to start off properly, all praise and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, owner, and sustainer. And may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon the most esteemed leader and most honorable teacher, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his family, his companions, and those who follow him until the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen. So in today's message, as I mentioned, pushing past the pain. I know when you're going towards your goals and dreams, whatever it may be, you'll deal with a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, a lot of setbacks, a lot of losses, some gains, whatever it may be. You still have to push past the pain, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So, with that being said, with anybody who's going through anything, and it could be painful problems and challenges on all levels, on the spiritual level, which is the worst part, on the physical level, on the belongings level, on the materialistic level, on the financial level, on the work level, on the money management level, or with the family, or with the ummah, whatever it may be, in any case, in any way, you really have to push past the pain. And it is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to really see how bad you want whatever you are after, whatever you say you want from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will throw different challenges, painful problems and challenges your way to test your faith, to see if you're really about it, so to say. So keep that in mind, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And that's the message for today, is to push past the pain. I don't care what kind of pain you're in. I don't care what kind of situation you might find yourself in. You still have to push past the pain. Sometimes these pain lasts for a long time, if not days, if not weeks, if not months, if not years even. Possibly even a decade. But you should never ever give up. There's that saying that if you're going through hell, keep going. If you're going through hell, keep going, right? Because if you stop, you're going to end up in hell. But if you keep going, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might and will, bi'idhnillah, allow you to enter heaven. And whatever that might be in terms of this dunya, you really have to keep pushing past the pain and always move forward with it. I find myself in those situations a lot, pushing past the pain, just remembering what you wanted, why you wanted it, and basically the reality of where you are in terms of having that intelligence, and then putting in the work and the process and the grind and the hustle, whatever your word is and whatever your particular thing that gets you motivated. Take the pushing to a next level if you have to. And sometimes it's not just pushing, it's just walking, right? Sometimes even crawling past the pain. Whatever you have to do to get around it and over it and through it, do it, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Get it done, bi'idhnillah. For me, as I started these video series, as I'm working on developing my personal channel, there's a lot of struggle that comes along with that, whether that's, physical, spiritual, financial, all of these things. And I realized, I really have to push myself to be able to do these videos. You know what I mean? It's still, I'm getting more comfortable in front of the camera, as I have a lot of experiences with public speaking and so forth and so on. But at the same time, there's still that soul searching element where you're still questioning, you know what I mean, if you should be a digital entrepreneur. You're still questioning if you should work towards being an Islamic scholar. You're still questioning if you should be an Islamic investor. And all of these questions and concerns are a part of the soul searching. And was I meant to be, doing these type of work? Was I meant to continue to push past the pain? Was I meant to, work on developing myself personally and professionally in the Islamic way? Was I meant to? And all of these things are valid questions. You know what I mean? It's a part of the soul searching element and the soul searching journey, but you still have to keep pushing past the pain. You know what I mean? You have people that are counting on you, people that are depending on you, people that are looking up to you. You know what I mean? And one of the things that really, really motivate me is the next generation, doing it for the people who are looking up to me, doing it for the people who want to do what I do. And one of the things that I love is connecting with the youth, and asking them, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And I keep asking them that question, and sadly some adults need that question, and I continuously, alhamdulillah, ask myself that question. And one of them, with a big smile, told me, I want to be just like you. And I almost started laughing, because I'm like, if you knew where I was, you probably wouldn't want to be where you don't want to be me. But he probably saw the vision of where I wanted to go. And as I thought about that, I'm like, that's probably the most intriguing part of it. Even though I'm in the early stages of my growth and development personally and professionally, I feel like I'm putting in the work. Even though I'm not putting in the work in the right way, I feel like I'm putting in the work in a way that will set me up for future success. I'm working really hard to get on the freeway to everlasting success, happiness and success. And most people are taking the shortcuts, the get rich quick schemes and whatever else it may be. And they'll pay for it later. And inshallah, as I work towards building this, this organization and this process and everything else, it'll be something that, looking back, all the painful problems and challenges that I had to go through will be a sense of satisfaction, a sense of gratification, a sense of gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when he told me that, I pondered that a lot, and I saw, the light of the light in his eyes. He truly wanted to do what I'm doing. And even though I don't appreciate it as much because of all the hard work that goes into it, I'm really happy of what I'm pushing towards and what I'm pushing for, even though I don't understand it at times, and even though most people don't understand it at times, most of the time. So that is my spiel of pushing past the pain. Whatever pain you're going through, obstacles, as I mentioned, I understand some of them are very, very painful, and they last, more than a couple of months, even a couple of years. That is just a sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing you, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is working on drawing you closer to Him, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So keep pushing past the pain and pushing towards success in all areas of your life, and don't forget to maximize the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every area of your life, in this dunya and in the akhirah, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you've liked this video, please press the like button and leave your comments below on what you think. And do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, for more Islamic personal professional development, to help you maximize the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every area of your life, in this dunya and in the akhirah, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'd really appreciate it if you can share this video with your family and friends, any of them who are going through, physical, financial, spiritual, whatever type of pain that they're going through, and they need to hear the message of pushing past the pain, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Jazakumullahu khair for tuning in to Hussein TV. I'm your host and coach, Hussein Mahmoud, saying until next time, never give up on maximizing the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every area of your life, in this dunya and in the akhirah, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.